Good morning, everyone. I hope you didn't think that we were done hauling corn with just one day, because we got about 7 loads in, and I think we have 32 to 35 more to go, depending on how much corn I can fit in that trailer with every load. So you will see a lot more corn hauling coming from me. But before we get started today, I am going to check my oil level and then also check my coolant level. I don't want anything blowing up. I just put a lot of money into repairing this truck. I'd like it to stay running for as long as possible. Oil looks just about right. I can see coolant, so that means it's in there. That's a good thing. One thing I did notice in just a quick visual inspection, the truck has been parked here since, it was parked over Easter weekend, since everything was closed. And that is definitely a new little drippy spot. It's wet. It's red, and the coolant that I just checked was red. There's no way I possibly have a leak, right? But that's what it looks like. So hopefully that doesn't turn into anything. After the last load I took in last time I was hauling, I did fill the trailer up. So once everything airs up, we will be ready to hit the road. It's going to be a super nice day today. It's actually already super warm, hence the t-shirt, which I am okay with. I'm thinking by the end of this arm is going to be super tan and this one is going to be super pale. In my last video, everyone said to not put this when I have these brakes on. So I really appreciate all that feedback. Driving a semi truck was, where's your CDL? Don't you need to have a CDL? Which, first off, how do you guys know I don't have one? I don't. The reason I do not need a CDL, even though I'm driving a fully loaded semi-trailer, is because in the state of Nebraska, if you are a farmer and you're driving a farm registered semi-truck and trailer, and you are driving within 150 miles of your farm, you do not need a CDL. So I could take this bad boy on the interstate and haul 149 miles down the road and be perfectly legal. For most of my driving, I am driving on gravel roads. And I've strategically picked a route that takes me through intersections that are super wide or have stop signs for the other side of traffic. So that's really nice. And so people usually make way, get out of the way, allow me to turn in front of them. So I try to be a really courteous driver, and if I'm able, let people go in front of me and that kind of things. But people are always very understanding of farmer semi-truck drivers because they're exposed to farmers driving big pieces of equipment down the road pretty much every single busy season. So everyone is very, very kind. This is what most of the intersections look like on the route I've chosen to drive. That way it's very obvious if there's a vehicle coming, because I'm a pretty heavy load, so I need lots of time to be able to slow down and stop. I do have to be quite careful because there is a rail right by the ethanol plant. I was going to say obviously, but maybe you guys don't know that. A lot of our stuff gets transferred by rail. In fact, I would say mostly everything. And there is a crossing with no arms, so definitely have to be very careful. Luckily, there's lots of visibility. So I'm finally figuring it out. When you are upshifting, you want your RPMs to be kind of on their way down between at like, I don't know, like I feel like 1200 RPMs. But when you're downshifting, you want your RPMs to be going up, like 2000 RPMs. I feel things are starting to make sense now. I am also gaining a lot of respect for over-the-road truckers. I mean, it's fun. I enjoy what I'm doing. This is kind of cool because I'm only making like a 15-mile run to the plant and then a 15-mile run back. So it's a very, very quick turnaround. If there's no line, I can be empty, fill, drive, dump, drive in like under an hour. If there's no line. If there's a line, that's a different story. But I just have a lot of respect for people who do this all day, every day. I'm having lots of thoughts as this train is going by. I think I figured out if I could have a dream semi-truck. I know that a cheap truck hauls the same loads as an expensive, big, fancy one does, but I would love a big, blacked out Peterbilt 379, and I want big stacks on it, and I want the stacks to be just like chopped off at the top. I don't want them angled at all. I want them to just be flat and chopped off and kind of tall. Unfortunately, I don't think that would make it under the unloading auger on Wilson Farms, but I'm sure we could make some modifications to the grain system. Although, this old girl is working really well for us now, so I think it'll be a while before Grant and I upgrade. A girl can dream though, right? As I make my approach to the probe and the scale, I just use my handy dandy little remote and start opening my tarp. It's a very contactless experience. So you just drive up this nice long driveway right by the railroad tracks. That's where all the magic happens. And I have this special little card hanging right up there. And there's cameras everywhere that scan that. And so they know that this is my truck and it's got my corn in it. So really, I never have to see anyone. I pull up, the computer sees who I am. This probe back there comes down and it takes a small sample of grain out of the trailer. Can you hear it kind of tingling? It goes to the scale house and then that takes like a sample. Is it good quality? What's the moisture? And then once they get that, they see who I am, I pull forward to the scale and get weighed. Once I'm weighed, I usually weigh around 80,000 pounds. Then I am assigned a bay to go dump in. Looks like we are going to be in pit number 1. All of the bays look the same inside. Just pull right in, and I know where I need to be so that my traps are over the pit. Now I just take my remote again. Luckily I got it all charged up last night and start dumping. Now I just make sure that both traps are all the way closed because I'd hate to get back to the farm, have one of them a little bit open, corn starts spilling out everywhere, it'd be less than ideal. What's really nice is that this is not a super popular time to be hauling corn because a lot of guys want to be getting in the field. But, so that means that I don't have to be waiting in super long lines. So it's just me and a couple other people that are hauling corn right now. But what's really nice is that Grant can be in the field or working on pivots while I'm hauling corn for us. Dual operations. Now that I'm completely empty, the semi drive's so much nicer. And then I just pull up to the exit scale so that I can get my empty weight. And then I will also grab my scale ticket, which is pretty much just a receipt of our transaction here at the ethanol plant. There's this handy little printer right here. Just reach out. Grab it and pull away. So I just so happen to be sharing a road with a pivot span. Don't know if we're both going to fit, but neither one of us can take the ditch. So we'll see how this goes. These are the kind of stressful situations that I really have no idea what to do in right now. I don't know what I don't know what to do. I am so sweaty right now. He made it past. Holy cow. Truck driving and tractor driving are much different. Usually my hand is in my little snack box all day long, but I'm pretty distracted with the whole driving, looking at the road thing. But this is what I have anyways. I've got a water. This is an orange flavored Celsius. This is a spare water. This is a microphone for when I'm filming outside. I couldn't decide which flavor I wanted, so these are 2 flavored waters, kind of lemon flavored. Then I have some granola bars, a cinnamon applesauce, some sun chips, and I think what I'm reaching for now, one of these. What do you call this? An oatmeal cream pie? So good. I haven't even showed you guys what the horn sounds like yet. I love it. So I don't know if you can see, but this is a pretty steep hill bridge thing here. This guy missed his turn as we were up that. I just successfully backed all the way down. Holy cow. What a day. If you guys remember earlier this spring, we did a pivot tear down. There's an old pivot sitting over here, was put up in the 70s, and we tore it all down and moved the spans to be used for a future project. This is the pivot that replaced it. Not totally brand new, but slightly used, much newer than the other one. So we had a company come and put all the spans together, but Grant and Gage, if you remember him, he's our kid that we hired. Wave at him. They are putting up the overhang. So that part attaches right here, and then this is what waters the very end. So there's lots of nozzles up on top shooting out water. Then there's an end gun that goes right on the tip there, moves like this, sprays water all over the place. Grant and him are just putting the cables that suspend it together, doing a little assembly. The JLGs are coming in very handy right now. Unfortunately, I will not make it back to the ethanol plant before it closes, but I did load one last time, so tomorrow morning, bright and early, I don't have to load, I can just head straight to the plant. Don't be fooled, this is not our last day hauling corn together. We still have lots and lots of loads to go, so I hope you're not getting bored with this. Because I certainly am not. Every single day there's just a new adventure that is going on. So I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Obviously there's lots of projects happening. So as always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, you better subscribe. Because you never know what's going to happen at Laura Farms. So we'll see you in the next one.